Tonight on Nightline, direct hit. The first account from inside the house at the moment of impact.
You know, the back of the house was gone. You know, the fire had started. I could see the wing of the plane.
When Flight 3407 slammed to the ground and an inferno erupted. Amazing escape. The dramatic story of how a mother and daughter escaped the burning home while the father and 49 passengers on board all perished. And ice storm. Did ice build-up bring down the plane? Tonight, Nightline analyzes the early clues. What may have caused this tragic crash?
From the global resources of ABC News with Terry Moran, Martin Bashir, and Cynthia McFadden in New York City. This is Nightline, February 13, 2009.
Good evening. The plane was not even a year old. The crew experienced. The weather not unusual for a winter night in the Northeast. But Continental Flight number 3407 fell from the sky just miles from Buffalo Airport and burst into flames, claiming the lives of all 49 passengers and one man on the ground. President Obama, speaking earlier today, said that events like this remind us of the fragility of life and the value of every single day. John Donvan is live tonight in Clarence Center, New York. Good evening, John.
Good evening, Martin. And look at where we are in this story. We're just coming up on midnight. And 24 hours ago, it had just happened in the stretch of sky that's above us. We are in Clarence Center, New York. And in that stretch of sky above us, the moment of crisis had taken place on that airplane. And just down the road here, in a house that's not standing there anymore, a woman named Karen Wilinski, who is a wife and mother of 4 grown daughters, was about to live an extraordinary but also a terrifying survivor's story. It could have been any house on any street or any number of houses, but it was just one. This one, the house on Long Street, which late this afternoon remained strictly a no-go zone, except for investigating teams, but which last night was still a home for a few final minutes.
Okay, it was around a little after 10 o'clock, between 10 and 10:30.
The voice of Karen Wilinski, interviewed today by Barbara Burns of WBEN Radio.
I heard a noise. Planes do go over our house, but this one just sounded really different, louder, and I thought to myself, you know, if that's a plane, it's going to hit something.
She was right. It was a plane, and this was it, a Continental Bombardier 8. And somewhere after 10:16 p.m., the co-pilot spoke to air traffic control for the last time.
407.
No indication of trouble in her voice, but then something went wrong.
Colgan 3407, Buffalo. Colgan 3407, approach.
None of this obviously was known to Karen Wilinski, who was in her home down below with her husband Doug, a 61-year-old engineer, and one of their daughters, Jill, 22.
So were you sleeping? Were you napping?
No, I was just watching TV. Jill was watching TV.
And do you know what Doug was doing, or?
Well, I know he was going to get ready to go to bed, but you know, he'll always he'll go out of the family room if he's in there, and he'll say when he's going up, "Well, I'm going up," and I don't remember him saying that, but he was working on some of his sports stuff in the dining room, and my thought is that he was in there.
Delta 1998, look off your right side about 5 miles for a dash 8. Should be 2300. Do you see anything there?
Negative, Delta 1998. We're just in the bottoms and nothing on the TCAS.
We now know the sorts of violent gyrations that Flight 3407 was going through because investigators recovered the flight data recorder.
Flight director shows a series of severe pitch and roll excursions within seconds of the 15 flaps command.
And there, down in Clarence Center, plenty of people could hear it coming, like Andrew Esposito, a musician.
And I heard what I thought was like the sound of a big, horrible car accident or something, just kind of like...
You heard something like metallic?
Yeah, almost like... Well, it was 2 sounds. First, it was a big... My window shook, and it was kind of like a shaking sound in the room. Right. And then I heard an explosion. And then that was about 5 minutes later, we heard another explosion, which I'm assuming was like an engine blowing up or something like that.
Well, that explosion, it was Karen Wilinski's house being crushed, and she was still inside.
Next thing I knew, the ceiling was on me, And I just, I thought I didn't know how much was on top of me, so I was panicking a little, but trying to stay cool, and, happened to notice a little light on the right of me. So I did, I shouted first in case anybody was out there, and then just kind of pushed what was on me, part of that off, and crawled out the hole. I had heard, like, a woman crying, and when I came out of the hole, the back of the house was gone. The fire had started. I could see the wing of the plane, and Jill was over to the side, crying, of course, hysterical. She had been in the front of the house, in the upstairs front bedroom, and she heard the noise also, and then there was the hit.
These photos were taken by a student at the University at Buffalo who raced to the scene.
Could you smell the smoke?
Oh, absolutely. 5 miles down the road, we put our windows down to see if we could actually smell it, and it smelled like a bonfire, but then the closer you got, it was just straight jet fuel. I mean, my clothes, my hair, everything just reeks of the smell of smoke.
And at that point, was everyone in the neighborhood out of their houses?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone was out on the street?
We actually, in one of the houses where you could tell the plane was close, there was a phone constantly ringing and ringing, so clearly it was like someone trying to get a hold of those people.
What had happened was that neighbors were gathering in the dark down the street, spontaneously showing up at the home of Michelle and Carl Biter, who described the scene to ABC's David Muir late today.
And then they were on our front lawn. Like, a bunch of people were gathering on our front lawn because the smoke was kind of going towards the other houses, so they had to get out of their houses. So they kind of came upwind to our house and gathered on our lawn, and then they were there.
They were Karen Walensky and her daughter Jill. Doug was still in the house.
Whatever was on top of me, I just pushed off, and at least part of it, enough that I could get out of that hole. And Jill, too, she's still, not sure how she got out. I mean, she knows she did it, but just pushing, I guess, pushing her way out, too. And of course, we had no shoes on. We're just going in our socks, running out in the fields and stuff. And we had wonderful support from our neighbors and friends. And the fire people were there right away, too. I mean, they came very fast. And the people at the hospital were very good, too, very caring, very nice.
Have you heard anything from emergency crews about Doug, or?
No, and I don't really know who I would ask or what I would do. I don't know yet.
What's known is that her husband, Doug, was the only person on the ground to die. So precisely, say people who have seen the site, did that aircraft dive just into that one house.
You can see the wings in the backyard.
Separated from the plane?
Like into the house, yeah.
So it kind of...
But it was like the whole front of the plane was gone, so all we could see was the wings in the back of it.
And of course, no one on board the plane survived.
All of a sudden we see someone pull out a body bag. And that's actually when, it really hit you that this isn't just a movie, this is something that really happened in real life. And I think that's when, everyone just kind of took a step back. Because everybody saw it and no one knew what to say. You could tell the police they lifted it up, and you couldn't see any details, but you could obviously tell it was the figure of what was it doing. So.
5 crew and 44 passengers. The vigil that began a few hours ago at dusk was a gathering of many different church congregations. The dead included members of this community as well as visitors to Buffalo. Among them, Beverly Eckert, who only recently had met with President Obama in her endless campaign for families of people who lost relatives in the September 11th attacks, because she was one of them.
So I think I owe my husband, I owe his memory to make something constructive of my life and of September 11th.
Also on the plane, Alison Desforges, who worked for Human Rights Watch and had chronicled the genocide in Rwanda. A lifelong friend of Buffalo resident Claude Welch, at whose kitchen table she was a regular visitor.
And she was heart and soul and brains and everything else.
She had so many friends, and to multiply that by the number of those who perished, well, this sorrow has a long way to echo yet, as will the voice of Karen Walensky, remembering her husband, Doug.
If you could just tell people one thing you'd want them to know about him, what would you tell them?
Oh, gosh. He was a good person. loved his family.
And Martin, we're left now with the question of why. How did it happen? And investigators for the federal government, the National Transportation Safety Board, who look into these things, they have been all over the site. And they're saying they can't rule out any cause, but they are definitely looking at the possibility of ice. They know from listening to the flight cockpit recorder that the crew had recognized there was ice on the wings, there was a buildup, and ice will bring a plane down. Today we spoke with our aviation expert at ABC News, John Nance. What puts ice on an airplane? And he says, literally flying into the wrong cloud. Other planes might not encounter it, and your plane might if it hits the wrong cloud. But at this point, it's very, you have to wonder at the possibility of a cloud being able to cause all of this. Martin?
Our thanks to John Donvan. And we'll be right back.
ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Geico.
That's the money you could be saving with Geico. What?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's the money you could be saving with Geico. You were made for each other. You like money, he likes money. Well, he is money.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Emmett, your gray facial hair has put you in a rocking chair.
Your beard is weird.
Just for Men Gel.
Gets rid of gray in 5 easy minutes.
His edge is back. He scores! Just for men. Keep your edge.
Robitussin knows one of the reasons we cough is to help clear away mucus. Robitussin DM Max has a double dose of the medicine that helps clear mucus while also controlling your cough. Robitussin DM Max, double the strength against mucus for a reason.
Mom knew I needed calcium from day one. Now I'm the mom, and I know 80% of us don't get enough calcium from food. Our bodies can steal it from our bones. Give yourself some TLC, Tender Loving Caltrate, and give TLC to somebody you love.
How important is it that you get the right information rather than just a lot of information?
Well, you know, you can roll around in facts all day long. It's critical that we stay aware of that mountain of data that's coming in and mine it for the most valuable nuggets. It helps keep us honest. You know, these brands belong to the consumers who love them every day. If you don't understand that, you will lose your way.
New Crest Pro Health Whitening helps reveal our teeth's natural whiteness by reducing up to 80% of surface stains, and also protects all these other areas dentists check most, so your smile is always at its best. New Crest Pro Health Whitening.
Johnny Knoxville on an all-new Jimmy, coming up on ABC.
Desperate times.
I just want to know your porn name.
Desperate measures.
We're gonna lose everything. He's the one who's cheating.
I'm getting a bonus based on blackmail.
You're welcome.
ABC's Desperate Housewives. All new Sunday, 9/8 Central on ABC.
Wow. What? Nothing.
I can take this whenever you guys are ready.
Oh, thanks. Because I paid for it last, so, you know.
That's it. Love this place. Free Wi-Fi.
Free paper.
Free refills.
If you like free, you'll love WAMU Free Checking. Get free online banking, a free debit card, free checks, and free ATM cash withdrawals.
Do you have a biscotti? Another one?
Biscotti's free.
Yeah, I knew that.
Free checking from WAMU. Now backed by the power of Chase.
In these tough economic times, Americans are searching for ways to save money, and some will go much further than others, like the group you're about to meet. In order to save cash, they've gone south of the border where taxes are low and the weather is near perfect, as Jeffrey Kaufman now reports.
All right, come on in. Oh, God. All right.
Ooh. Gay Rafferty and Ira Crow are thinking of buying this stunning 3-bedroom home, including guest cottage, outdoor dining area, and large gardens.
Glass entrance with lots and lots of morning sun in. Around the corner to the formal entry, the formal sala.
Oh,
gosh. All right. So wonderful. Look at that. Lots of features.
For sale for $645,000. Not cheap, but a deal in today's real estate market. The same spread in a prime location in Florida could cost upwards of $1 million. But we're not in Florida. We're in Mexico.
You've been here a week?
Correct.
And did you come planning to buy?
No, we didn't. That was not in our mind at all.
What's happened here?
Fell in love with San Miguel like everybody else.
It's a familiar story here in the mountain city of San Miguel de Allende, northwest of Mexico City. Visitors are instantly seduced by the spectacular Spanish colonial city center, by city streets that overflow with cafes and restaurants. It helps that it's within driving distance of Texas, but what really helps are the staggering savings to be had. How about a gardener in the U.S., $10 to $15 an hour, here about $2 an hour. And a housekeeper who cooks and cleans, $80 a day in the U.S., $80 for a 5-day week in San Miguel. More than 10% of the 80,000 full-time residents here are Americans and Canadians. And as millions of baby boomers face retirement in an economy that has ravaged their savings, places like San Miguel have an extra appeal. We talked to a group of Americans who now call San Miguel home. Tim Johnson from New York has been living here for almost 4 years.
You'd be amazed at what you can get for 80 pesos.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, 80 pesos would be like, what, $6.50? $6. You get, you know, your oranges for half of the week, you know, and I mean, you know, all kinds of fresh vegetables.
Tom King is also from New York.
Anything that involves service is much, much cheaper here. If you bang up your car and you get body work, it's maybe a third or a fourth of what it would cost in the United States or less.
Robin Arena is from Fort Worth, Texas.
Food, it's so inexpensive. You go to the market. I remember the very first time I went to buy cilantro. I was like, this is 20 cents? This is all it is? It's 20 cents? I kept thinking, I need to add another zero. It was unbelievable.
Muy bien.
Writer Jeannie Ralston and photographer Rob Kendrick moved to San Miguel with their 2 boys. Life for them is exotic, yet very comfortable. And it's impossible to overlook the savings. In Florida, property tax on a $500,000 home is $10,000 a year. And add another $10,000 or more for hurricane insurance.
Once you buy a house here, property taxes on a nice house could be $200 to $400 a year. We don't have homeowners insurance because the houses are stone and stucco, and so they're not going to burn very easily.
I didn't get to see what your homework was yesterday in Spanish.
In the U.S., top private schools can be $28,000 a year. Here, the bilingual private school the boys go to costs $2,000 a year. And Jeannie and Rob are convinced the boys are getting a good education. The family came for a year. They've loved it so much that they've stayed for 3.
Ready for school?
But as the boys approach high school age, Jeannie and Rob are thinking of returning to the U.S., which is why they put their house up for sale. But they're not sure they really want to leave.
I've said this to Rob. I think San Miguel has almost ruined us for other cities. We've been all across the U.S. now looking for the next place we're going to move. And, you know, San Miguel has so much. It has everything in one place.
And despite the recession, maybe because of it, Americans are still coming to San Miguel. On the edge of town, condos are for sale for $250,000. Outside town, new Florida-style golf resorts, starter homes for $200,000. That is not a local coffee chain on the town square, and there are the oh-so-familiar big-box retailers just a short drive away. This once remote area in central Mexico is on the cusp of a population explosion. That is Jack Watson, President Jimmy Carter's former chief of staff, now a San Miguel resident.
As this town grows and becomes more American, is there a danger that it's going to lose its flavor?
Absolutely. I'm concerned about the influx of lots of people, because one of the really special things about this place is the nature of the place, so that if it is overwhelmed by people coming from the United States or from wherever else, you've got lots of problems.
You've heard of Mexicans clamoring to live in the U.S. Here, it's the opposite. Americans migrating south of the border. I'm Jeffrey Kaufman for Nightline in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico.
Our thanks to Jeffrey Kaufman. And when we come back, a Valentine's Day edition of the Nightline Platelist.
Math is the only language all human beings share.
Math can better predict financial markets.
Stop a pandemic.
Tell us how jets fly before we even build them.
Math can help us make the world work better.
Here's an equation that can help you get to work on time.
Math can do anything.
Predict mutations.
Fix the economy.
Protein folding.
Telematics.
Math can make the world smarter.
Smarter houses.
Smarter medicine.
Smarter systems.
Grocery stores.
Supply chain. Math solves problems.
That's what we're working on. I'm an IBMer.
Let's build
a
Smarter planet.
You won't need this. Tonight, try something new instead. Bird's Eye Steam Fresh Meals for Two. Let your delicious dinner cook itself perfectly in just 10 minutes. New Steam Fresh Meals for Two, now in the frozen meals aisle.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. A lost child, a Brickhouse child locator. And the only battery Brickhouse trusts is Duracell. Trusted everywhere.
We're making a documentary about religion.
Religulous is hilarious, outrageous.
So how do you convince people of what's the true
You
faith?
don't forget it. Highly provocative.
How you doing, Bill? Seen you around?
I've seen you around.
Religulous on DVD February 17th.
Vegetables need more time in the sun, ripening, and less time on the stove, being overcooked. So to make Campbell's condensed soup, we don't boil it down. We just add less water from the start.
So many reasons it's so good.
Sunday, George asks outspoken power players from across the aisle about the president's stimulus bill. Is it too little? Too much? Will it really work? And what about the $1 trillion bank bailout? Tough questions about what's next for the economy and our Powerhouse Roundtable, only on This Week Sunday.
Make your commute easier with K2's Traffic Tracker. Weekday mornings from 5 to 7 on K2 News, plus updates during Good Morning America. K2's Traffic Tracker is brought to you by Town & Country Dealerships. Drive home happy.
Every year, Sleep Country sells thousands of new mattresses from Simmons, Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, and the Sleep Number bed. And every year, Sleep Country clears out hundreds of last year's models during the huge year-end clearance sale. Save on brand new mattresses from last year, plus floor samples, demonstrators, freight damage, and customer returns. And right now, get up to 36 months free financing. Sleep Country's huge year-end clearance sale ends Monday. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
The end of another day working for the man.
Got that right.
Hey, I feel you real people. How about some delicious hamburger helper?
Bring it on.
Looks pretty tasty, does it not?
Oh, yeah.
And so ridiculously easy to make. Even your boss could do it.
That is easy.
Hey, I should get a window office for this. Hey, where you going?
To make hamburger helper.
1 pound, 1 pan, 1 tasty meal.
Get monumental savings now at Joe's President's Day weekend sale with amazing deals store-wide. Plus, save an extra $25 on any purchase of $100 or more with an in-store coupon. Just ask for the coupon in-store. Buy 2 and get 1 free on all red tie clearance sportswear, athletic apparel, or outerwear, already up to 70% off. Save 20% on all Carhartt apparel. Brooks or ASICS running shoes, your choice, only $59.99. The President's Day weekend sale at Joe's Sports Outdoor, Truck, Auto, and more.
Lexus of Portland's 2008 model year-end sale is happening now. Special factory incentives mean special prices for you on all new models, including hybrids. Don't wait. These are the best prices of the model year, and the sale is on now at Lexus of Portland.
Nightline continues from New York City with Martin Bashir.
Flowers and food are known to play a part in any rousing romance, and there'll be plenty of both tomorrow on Valentine's Day. So what better than to mark this occasion with the help of super chef Patrick Connolly and the Nightline plate list.
I mean, there's no easier way to romance than Velvet DeVoe. If I were you, I'd take precaution. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Irish guy, and you start off thinking that you're all suave and that you know, oh, I got this girl. Like, my voice sounds good, I'm dancing. If she starts laughing, you realize, like, okay, this isn't working for me, and in fact, it's never worked for me. Bring the chicken over, we're gonna put it in that olive oil and slowly cook it on like medium-low heat and make it nice and crispy. Fresh thyme, a little bit of fresh rosemary. I also have a single clove of garlic. Add a little bit of butter. I'm just gonna baste and just try to work all those flavors. The greatest thing about this job for me is there's a balance of creativity and athleticism and physicality. And the fact that at the end of the day, you have, given your creativity, but you're also sweating, and you wake up the next morning and your legs are sore. I like that. That's pretty exciting. So now we have our potatoes that we either put through the ricer, the food processor. I have a single egg, and I'm just going to use the yolk. So I want to just work this, and then I have a little bit of all-purpose flour and almond flour, and I just want to alternate back and forth so there's equal parts both. There's no point in cooking for a woman if she can't watch you cook, because that's going to help you in the end. You're just going to cut little lengths of it like this. Start in the center, and then just roll out. Roll into these long cords. Just make nice even cuts, all the same size. Start with a little bit of olive oil. My mustard greens, I'm just going to add this to the shallot and the butter. The gnocchis are all just starting to float to the top, which means they're ready. We're just going to transfer them into the mustard greens. Just spoon a little bit down. Take the thigh first, put the breast on top. LL Cool C. Ladies love cool chicken. You need to be your harshest critic. Like, anything you read needs to be powder puff compared to what you're selling yourself in your head. So if things are going really well, she would have loved the chicken and she'll love the crepes. If they're going really, really well, you barely get through the chicken and then you just give her the crepes the next morning. We're gonna start with a little bit of sugar in this pan. We're gonna just make a light caramel. Just keep the pan moving. When it gets like a light brown color, I'm gonna add the kumquats, add a little touch of butter. This is very important to remember to impress girls when cooking. When you put booze into a pan, they love that. So I have some crepe batter. I'm gonna start at like 12 o'clock and then just get a nice even layer of the batter. Get in there and just flip it. We're gonna take our Nutella and just smear half of this crepe. Fold that over, put a nice little sear on it. Crisp up that first side, flip it. Just spoon a little bit on the inside. Finish with a little bit of powdered sugar. Happy Valentine's Day. I think cooking a meal for someone important to you, like in your home, it's almost like making a mixed tape. You pick it out, you put it together, you serve it, everything start to finish. Like, for me, that's the only thing I got going in terms of like creative expression. So I want a chicken with truffle lettuce sauce, mustard greens with almond milk. All right.
Tuesday, a 50-year-old woman in deep romance with a guy half her age.
And older than his mother.
So what would you do if you discovered he was secretly rushing her into marriage and she didn't even know?
What?
So what would you do? Tuesday at 10 on ABC.
Prices have been slashed at the Circuit City going out of business sale. These deals are unbelievable. Plasma TVs 30% off. Furniture 50% off. GPS units and accessories 40% off. Printers and scanners 30% off. CDs and DVDs 40% off. LCD TVs 25% off. PC software and accessories 40% off. Home audio 30% off. Select mobile audio and accessories 50% off. Don't wait. Act now and get total liquidation prices on everything at the Circuit City going out of business sale.
Game time. The most glorious time of all. Made even more glorious with a Comcast HD Triple Play. Lightning fast internet and crystal clear free HD. Free.
Honey, Celebrity Dance-Off starts in 5 minutes.
Stay in the game with the Comcast HD Plus Triple Play. Free HD, unlimited nationwide calling, and high-speed internet with Power Boost. Sign up or upgrade today and get a $200 gift check.